Quick check of that forecast.
Absolutely.
We want to welcome in, everybody. Final sentencing is beginning today. This is expected in a high-profile manslaughter case in Butler County. We've been following this for well over a decade.
Yeah, I know. Just last month, I was up there in Butler County when John Carter decided to accept that plea deal. And it was a big deal because it reduced his charges. He was about to go on trial for murder, but it reduced those charges from murder then to involuntary manslaughter. And this is all in connection for his involvement in the 2011 death of his then fiancee, Katelyn Markham.
Yeah, and our Ken Brown covering Butler County, as he does so well for us this morning, with details on the case, today's sentencing. Ken, what can you tell us?
Well, obviously this case means a lot to Katelyn Markham's family members who have waited almost 13 years for some form of justice in this case, but it also means a lot for the city of Fairfield residents and the residents here in Butler County who invested so much time and effort in trying to find her when she was initially believed to be missing in this case. And it means to so many across the nation who have been emotionally invested in this case ever since her story was picked up across the country. And here we are towards the end of this investigation. Again, nearly 13 years later, we are here for sentencing in a case that started with a 911 call from Markham's then fiance.
My fiance is missing. I can't find her anywhere.
I just want Katelyn back. I just want to be with Katelyn, and I want to see her face again.
We knew all along who it was. Just got to be able to grab it.
What is your plea to count 1, involuntary manslaughter, a felony of the 3rd degree?
Guilty.
At the beginning of June, John Carter's plea wrapped up a nearly 13-year-long murder investigation after Carter's fiancée, Katelyn Markham, went missing from her Fairfield home in 2011. While the prosecution admitted a large portion of the evidence in this case was circumstantial, they also felt they could prove that Carter killed Katelyn Markham and tossed her body at a dump site in Indiana, where investigators found her remains 2 years after her disappearance. Cell phone records, eyewitnesses who contradict Carter's alibi, and other evidence kept pointing detectives back to John Carter. And that evidence includes troubling poems written by Carter and discovered by way of a search warrant.
Deep down, I love her. You want to kill her. But I love her. She must die.
For us, we knew it was John. Never a doubt. Happy for the family.
Carter's plea was the start of closure for Katelyn's father, Dave Markham, and so many others who knew her, loved her, and gave their time and effort trying to find her. In an interview after Carter's arrest, Dave said he leaned on that network of people heavily.
That might be the only reason, or one of the reasons, why I'm still here today. It's very humbling that Katelyn took on such national attention. Makes me proud.
Now, hundreds of those same people have written Judge Daniel Hoy about this case. Prosecutors say about 35 victim impact statements have been submitted. 2 of them are a group submission with dozens and dozens of signatures. In all, more than 300 people have reached out to the court.
She was mistreated, and we didn't let it go, and we're not going to let it go. She's not here to pick her own memory up, to create new ones, and to spread who she was. So we're taking that on.
On Thursday, John Carter will be sentenced for involuntary manslaughter, a charge that carries a maximum penalty of 3 years in jail. And Katelyn Markham's family has already called on those who loved her to pack the courthouse ahead of sentencing. Ken Brown, Fox 19 Now. So here we are. By day's end today, we will have a sentence in this case. It's the final chapter in Katelyn Markham's tragic story that we'd followed for more than a decade now, but her family still intends to keep her memory very much alive. We expect them to make their voices heard during victim impact statements in the courtroom today. Of course, we will have all of this covered for you with team coverage. Myself and Chancellor Wynne will both be inside and outside the courthouse with complete coverage of today's sentencing. Reporting live in Hamilton, Ken Brown, Fox 19 Now.